Good evening, everybody. As you can see, just a little bit behind the original time, so we're going to go at 8:45 tonight, live here in Mechelen. 15 minutes till we kick things off with a big class on a Saturday night, live with you here across FEI TV. We are excited for this one.
Dames en heren, een hele goede avond, van harte welkom op de Memorial Erik Wouters Vlaanderen Cash Jumping, de jumping van Mechelen. We zijn toe aan een museumstuk, aan een stuk traditie. Jumping Mechelen, 42 jaar jong, 42 jaar oud zoals ze wil. En al sinds jaren, sinds mensenheugenis, is de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen een cruciaal onderdeel in de 5-sterrenwedstrijd die hier vlak voor nieuwjaar, tussen kerst en nieuw, doorgaat. De omloop is geopend, parcours wordt verkend en zometeen nemen we u doorheen de omloop. Ladies and gentlemen, to all of you a very warm welcome to Flanders Christmas Jumping, the Memorial Erik Wouters, the jumping of Mechelen. For many years, 42 in fact, Jumping Mechelen has been held, and for many years the prize KBC, banking and insurances have been a crucial, traditional and instrumental part of the program of Jumping Mechelen. And now once again here on the 28th of December, we hold once more the precious KBC Bank and Verzekeringen prize. This competition is built at a meter 50. It is a table A with jump off, and I'll tell you about the time allowed in a minute. But all the clears inside the time allowed will progress into the jump off. Een barème aan met barrage, dames en heren, wordt zo dadelijk u geserveerd. Dat wordt het hoofdmenu van de dag. U weet dat er straks ook nog de fancy dress, de barrel racing op het programma staat. Dat is dan het toetje, dat is het dessert. Sinds jaar en dag trotse en vooral loyale partner of de jumping van Mechelen, KBC en dus ook de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Wie aan eerste blik heeft geworpen op het speelveld ziet dat voormalig winnaars in de ring zijn verschenen. Grote namen op de afspraak, maar grote namen hebben deze wedstrijd natuurlijk ook al gewonnen. Wie zien we daar lopen? Christian Aalman is voormalig winnaar, destijds met de Talou BZ. Deze prijs is ook al in handen gevallen van Kevin Stout. Destijds was dat met Sylvana. Stout komt nu in de ring met een aanzienlijk jonger paar. Vorig jaar was het de Oostenrijker Gerfried Boek met Ekitron Melodie van de Smitshoeven, die net een beetje beter was dan Frederik Vernaat en Okina van de Bien. Nu Vernaat met Okina, die vormen ook dit jaar weer een paar in deze KBC Bank en Verzekeringenprijs. Wat ons het meest verontrust, dames en heren, is dat het alweer 9 jaar geleden is dat een Belg deze prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen heeft gewonnen. 9 jaar terug was het Pieter de Vos met zijn geweldenaar, met Espoir, die deze prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen wist te winnen. En de Vos houdt van deze wedstrijd. De Vos, hij is continu in de top 5 terug te vinden. Maar het is ook voor hem alweer 9 jaar geleden dat hij deze wedstrijd heeft gewonnen. We hebben heel wat Belgen op de startlijst staan, dus we hebben ook heel wat kansen. We starten er straks bijvoorbeeld meteen met H&M Legend of Love en Olivier Philippaerts. Nu wie de sociale media van Olivier Philippaerts of Stal en team Philippaerts erop na heeft gehouden, heeft gezien dat er morgen een belangrijk moment in de carrière staat van H&M Legend of Love. Morgen wordt een punt gezet achter de carrière na haar deelname in de grote prijs Sport Vlaanderen. Wie hebben we nog als Belgen? Sico's Chica met Goedroep Pateet. Annelies Valsemans met meteen twee sterke Belgische Amazones in de wedstrijd. Jos Verlooy was vorig jaar ook sterk. Hij werd derde. Nu brengt hij de 9-jarige Parise van den Daal. Debuut van Maverick van Lent op 5-ster niveau. Na zijn sterke seizoen wordt hij beloond met een ticket voor het 5-ster gebeuren hier in Mechelen. Dan Thibaut Spits en Gilles Thomas. Dat zijn mannen om naar uit te kijken. Net als Thibaut Philippaerts al heel goed in vorm met Obama de la Linière in de prijs. Leon Melchior, hij komt vandaag nog eens terug in de prijs KBC. Parasport Vlaanderen talent van het jaar, Mathieu Bourdoudoui. Anthony Welles, Gregory Vatelin natuurlijk. Niels Bruinshuis mag niet ontbreken. Rick Hemerik, ongeveer halfweg deze wedstrijd. Dan de Vos, de laatste winnaar, de Belgische winnaar van deze prijs. En dan Willem Vermeer, Nicolas Philippaerts, de heel jonge, talentrijke Evelyn Putter staat op de lijst. Net als Koen Verreken, net als Jules van Hooijdonk, Frederik Vernaat zoals al gemeld, Jordi van Massenhoven, Jérôme Guéry en Jeroen Appelen. Onze tweevoudig Belgisch indoorkampioen is de voorlaatste starter met zijn Dancing Wolf. Dat is de voorlaatste starter die zich zal wagen aan de basisomloop die hier werd uitgetekend door Bart Vonk, door Eddy Gijzemans, door Pieter Vitsen, een ploeg met Luc Vermoven, Eddy Godecharle en Guy Verbergmoes. We zullen u meenemen doorheen de omloop, dames en heren. Terwijl de ruiters die verkennen, kunnen wij hem ook even goed gaan ontdekken. De omloop van deze prijs, KBC, Bank en Verzekeringen. Ze worden uitgelicht, de spotlights die staan al aan en we beginnen op hindernis 1. Dat lijkt vanzelfsprekend. Hindernis 1, dat is de stijlsprong van de FEI Longines Jumping World Cup. Die staat daar eigenlijk in het midden van de ring, vlak bij de grote VIP-tribune. Dan galopperen we lekker door en dan passeren we de ingang. En net naast de ingang, daar staat de okser van Stefex, STX, de sportstal, handelstal en natuurlijk ook de paardenvrachtwagens. Hindernis 2, de wit en zwarte okser. Moeilijke lijn volgt dan meteen. 1, 2, 3 is meteen heel technisch, want dan komen we uit bij hindernis 3. Dat is de stijlsprong van Paardensport Vlaanderen. Hier richting de hoek, richting de lange publiekstribune. Omdraaien, geen tempo verliezen, snel tempo maken. Lastig lijntje volgt weer. Het is de okser van Karlsberg. Het is liever de dubbelcombinatie van Longines. We moeten nog even naar links. Dubbelcombinatie van Longines, okser en stijl. En dan een vaste lijn naar hindernis 5. De massieve okser daar achteraan, hindernis 5 van BMW. Is er even wat tijd om te ademen? Heel even maar, want hier in Mechelen volgt alles zichzelf heel snel op. We kijken naar hindernis 6 en u ziet hindernis 6 daar links staan. Hindernis 6, dat is een hele kale stijlsprong. Die groene kleur is heel moeilijk te springen. En om het extra moeilijk te maken, heeft Bart Vonk, de parcoursbouwer, daar ook nog een waterbakje onder gelegd om de aandacht van de paarden af te leiden. Hindernis 7 daarentegen is een knalrode hindernis. Het zal niemand verbazen dat de paarden die uit de wending komen meer het oog hebben op hindernis 7 dan op hindernis 6. Verder gaan we. Galopperen doen we naar hindernis 8. Stijlsprong van Zangersheide. Gisteren een prachtige prijs, Leon Melchior. Een prachtige fokerijdag hier in Mechelen. Dan is er even wat meer tijd om op adem te komen. En dan richten we ons op de okser van Karlsberg. Waarschijnlijk het beste bier ter wereld. Dat is hindernis 9, maar u ziet het. Karlsberg, daar is geen tijd te verliezen. Want het lijkt 3 galopsprongen later dat er weer een dubbelcombinatie staat opgebouwd. De dubbelstijl van KBC. En die eerste stijlsprong, daar ligt ook nog eens zo'n heel licht en delicaat plankje bovenop. Niet lang meer in deze basisronde, want van 10A en 10B galopperen we door naar de andere kant. Daar staat nog een okser van KBC, maar die zie je wel heel laat. Komt heel laat uit de wending en dan staat daar hindernis 11. Hindernis 11 naar 12A, 12B, dat is de derde van 2 dubbelcombinaties. Eindigen doen we dan uiteindelijk op de okser van Sport Vlaanderen. Riders, the arena is closed for inspection. Les cavaliers, la piste est fermée pour la reconnaissance. Ring gesloten ter verkenning. De bel gaat, de Longines-klok geeft aan dat het starterstijd is. Iedereen wordt vriendelijk verzocht de ring te verlaten. Sommigen nerveus, misschien enigszins onzeker over de plannen die ze net hebben gesmeed. De tactische looplijnen die ze hebben uitgezet. Nog 1 keer natellen, nog 1 keer afmeten. Past dit of past dit niet? Wending aan de binnenkant of wending aan de buitenkant zijn allemaal beslissingen die in die paar minuten van die verkenning moeten genomen worden. En dan gedwee. Iedereen de ring uit. En iedereen naar het voorterrein. Op het voorterrein staat een gigantisch ledscherm. Daar kunnen ze allemaal de wedstrijd volgen en zien hoe de concurrenten, conculega's het ervan afbrengen. Of hun keuzes de juiste zijn. Moeten ze hun plannen aanpassen? Ja, dan nee.
If you're looking to combine a fabulous atmosphere, a wonderful party atmosphere between Christmas and New Year with the very best in equestrian sport, as I'm sure you well know, and the reason you tune in is because we are in Mechelen. Welcome along, and what a night we have coming your way. It is the big jumping competition of the night, world ranking 28,200 ranking D, the 1 meter 50. 44 of them come forward in the opening round. Excited for this one. We've seen some great jumping already. If you've missed it, you of course need to go back and watch it. But this is a trifecta and triple header in terms of FEI World Cup action. This is the official qualifier for the World Cup class, and that takes place, slight anomaly here, on Monday. Of course, we're running all the way through till Monday. But Monday afternoon is the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Mechelen. We, though, will also have driving and dressage, and of course the ponies are here as well. It is quite brilliant already, and this Christmas arena living up to its name, with the trees looking quite beautiful at the top. Our course designing duo of Bart Vonneck and Eddie Giesemans setting the tracks. I mean, you can see just from this angle, actually, you know, it is relatively narrow, but at the same time, it is very long.
Toegestane tijd 70 seconden. Temps accordé 70 seconden. Erlaubte Zeit 70 Sekunden. Time allowed 70 seconds.
Well, what a way to start when you're in Belgium than with these two. Synonymous across the globe for their performances over the years. This beautiful mare that's going to kick things off is now, well, should be 19 in a few days' time. When you turn the clock on the 1st of January, of course, and all the horses have a big birthday. 18 years of age, H&M Legend of Love. And Olivia Philippart's very much as ever in the saddle. You can just see the relationship they've got right from the start. Great way to kick this off with these two. What a star she has been over the years. Interesting to see. 70 seconds is the time allowed. And she started nearly 90 160 plus classes. Tonight's a little smaller. It's only 150. But how can these two get on this evening? Very carefully nowadays, just picking and choosing the classes, the shows they want to go to. Jumped in a few of the global tours back in the middle and early part of that season. Let's see how this rides. And 7 and 6 is going to come round to the double. And then you come up to this upright little water tray underneath. Four and 6. Plank in after the 3 strides. Not done yet. Double at the top. And then on to lucky for some 13. 3 doubles tonight. What a way to start. She really is a star. And safe on the clock as well. 68-68. Well done, Olivia Philipparts, an H&M Legend of Love. Perhaps making it look easier than I think it'll end up being when we get through this class. Although I would expect to see a reasonable number of clears. That's normally, it would be unusual to get 10 or 12 out of this sort of competition, would it? So Olivia Philipparts is going to have the honour of going first when we get to that round against the clock. Well, who ultimately comes to join him, we wait to see, but it is now the turn of Piers Schwitzer. He's riding here with Opaloka de Roton, the 10-year-old by Thunder van de Sutova. Now, this is a brand new ride to him. He jumped it last night in the Masters, although he only did a round before going out. Been ridden in the past by the likes of Constant van Parschen, Bruno Martin Costa, more recently by Lula de Braquela, the Belgian jockey. Oh no, last as well. In fact, he has just found his way a little bit into time penalties, but maybe that is just, when it comes down to it, he's still learning to find that balance and pace and just learning his horse. It's such a new combination, but it means to have gone. One is clear. Another chance for the Swiss to come a little later. Edouard Schmitz is also here. Well, next up, David Simpson, the first of the Irish riders with his superstar stallion, Potio Van Kurtjova, the horse that, as an 8-year-old, took him to that wonderful victory. I think it was a sort of lifetime ambition when he won it. That Hickstead Derby, the Al Shira Hickstead Derby at the All England Jumping Course last year. But Potio certainly stepping up over the course of this year now, and I'm sure we'll be going forward. They were on that Nations Cup team in Brussels, jumped some big classes at Hickstead in Dublin. Sadly though, still a little bit green just past the in-gate. Nothing more, this will act as a solid warm-up for Monday. But he'll want to make sure he's in the best form possible. It's 12 at the end of it. 73.49, so has also picked up time. Be interesting to see how that time does begin to play into the equation here this evening. 70 seconds, the one clear we had went round in 68.68, although when you're watching the first to go, it's never an easy spot. Vellengreve next up for the Netherlands. Highway TNNOP, the 12-year-old stallion by Eldorado van der Schuysuk that took him to that quite brilliant win in the Grand Prix of Den Bosch, the Dutch Masters earlier in the year. He was from winner of the likes of Rotterdam as well, and has been such a playing a big role in the Dutch teams. This is such a capable combination, showing a little bit like we saw with Olivier and H&M Legend of Love, Highway TNNOP and Vellengreve. Certainly not struggling with this course. Not to say they, like anybody, can't make a mistake, but really a 150 track for a horse that is so capable of winning some of the biggest, and has won one of the biggest Grand Prix in the sport in the form of the Dutch Masters. 68.73, balanced nicely in terms of the time as well, so 1.25 seconds inside. Vellengreve joins Olivier Philippard. I'll take that, Highway and Legend of Love. Two big time horses already through with their riders. One mare, one stallion. exciting already, and we've only jumped 4 of the 40 that are going to come forward in this opening round. It'll build and build. Inevitably, there is a really strong lineup of riders at home. I mean, Belgium have so many strong riders, it's hard to name them all, but I think we've got a good number of them here, and this lady certainly has proved time and again just how fast and exciting a rider she is when she's given the opportunity against the clock. Can be one of the quickest in the sport. Good and petit tonight with the 9-year-old mare by Comme Il Faut, Seacoast Chica VVZ. She won the ranking class and the Grand Prix in the 2-start in October in Liège. She put in some good rounds already with this horse at 150 this year. Oh, she really had to sit back and make a little bit of space there. That plank is oh so fragile. Again, gets tight with the time, but she's fine. 68.47. Great news for all of us to get into the jump off. Seacoast Chica, VVZ, safely clear. 2 for Belgium, 1 for the Dutch. And a nice little mix now already in these early stages. That, though, just a 9-year-old, but I have no doubt with that rider on top will be quick enough when it comes to that next round, that jump-off round. Well, from one star lady from Belgium to another star of Belgium jumping, Annelies Volsonnens here with a Briscoe, sticking with the 9-year-olds, soon to be 10, so it seems a bit strange this close to the new year, but we go with 9. Briscoe by Yuriko out of a Chinchamp mare. Yes, Holstein Gelding. Top 6, these two in the Grand Prix of Maastricht back in November. Giving the first fence a little bit of a rub. Making light work of the lines up till now. I'm surprised that plank hasn't caused more bother already. Oh no. Well, disappointment right at the end of the course, that final line getting in the way of a clear for Annelies and Briscoe. Pitching slightly out over that second part of the double and catching the parallel. A little bit hard to see exactly what happened, although I'm sure it was the back rail from the camera angle we had, but either way, it's still a fence down. Able to move up through the distance. Here we go, different angle. Nothing more she could have done. Well, we move our attention now to another of the top lady riders in this sport, riding, of course, for Austria, Katharina Romberg. Team bronze with this horse, Kuma 5, at the European Championships last year in Milan. She rode Calestis Cambridge in the Olympics in Paris this summer. Kuma has been a tremendous partner, taking her to 2 Europeans and a World Championships. 12 years of age now by Comme il faut. Won the Grand Prix, the Amadeus Grand Prix of Salzburg. Would have been, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago in December. She also won the Grand Prix qualifier. She was in quite spectacular form. Well, the form continues here in Mechelen. Really well ridden from Katharina Romberg. It's fascinating when you look actually at the times that the clears and the 4 from Annalise have gone round in. 68, 68, 68, 73, 68, 47, 68, 66, 68, 06. I think a little bit of it is because sort of course it is tonight. They're all going to relatively, they will all take the same number of strides, give or take. Maybe 1 or 2 on a turn, but the line's very much committed once you're in them. Well, next up, Jos Valois. A chance for Belgium here with the 9-year-old mare, Perez van den Dial by Zazu. It's a horse that Jos rode in the 7-year-old World Championship final a couple of years ago, finished 11th place. More recently, spent a bit of time in Saint-Tropez towards the sort of autumn time. Had some good results there, as he's done throughout the summer. He has a horse that's been to quite a few of the 5-star shows with him, including out in Spruce back in that middle of the summer tour, where they found their way up into the top 4 and 5 quite often. But then he's given the horse a little bit of downtime since September, and only brought it back for a 2-star in Lear the other week. Again, you just have to land over that water tread, move up, don't you, to make the 4. And then be oh so careful on the 6 strides down to that sort of skinny little Zangazide fence. Showing tremendous athletic ability there, having got a little bit deep into the bottom of the upright, coming out of the double. Time. And you just wonder, because he's going to see it and he's noticed. And you just wonder where he got a little bit deep into the bottom of the double. You're losing just a little bit of time. I don't think he gave up anything anywhere else. Either way, 70.15 is 0.15 the wrong side. Jos Valois is the first to come undone via time penalties. edged out, amongst others. A little bit of games and teamsmanship we worked out there. Norway's Victoria Gulliksen now, Ecuador America Paparoch. The horse of a lifetime, I think that was how she described it in an interview that she did in Stuttgart, and you can understand why. This has been a horse that's taken into a win in a World Cup round, as sadly they had the first fence down tonight, but it takes nothing away from what these two have done together. World Cup finals, Europeans, World Championships, and this year, of course, Vicky got to ride at the Olympics for the first time in her career, following in her father's footsteps with her exciting ride, Mistral van der Vogelzang. Now, I've been waiting to see who was going to be the first to come undone via that plank, because it is quite short on the 3. So it's going to be 12 in on the clock, 69.04. So Victoria Gulliksen and Ecuador America Paparoch finishes on a total of 12. And for the moment, we stick with 4. But it isn't to be for Vicky Gulliksen on this occasion. Olivia Philipparts, Villengreve, Gudrun Petit and Katrina Romberg are the 4 riders through to the jump-off at the moment. Just having a look at the little plank. We promise Z is a certain Lorenza de Luca. It's an 11-year-old mare by Gestion Priamus Z. He took it to London last week, had a top 3 finish. In fact, was in the top 10 of the Christmas Cracker as well. And it's a horse that actually has been having a lovely little run. Lorenzo himself has been, he's usually always so competitive, and it's unusual not to see him so. But he's been having a strong few months. Been good to see him this year, really beginning to climb back up those world rankings, having dropped down last year a little. I say dropped down, he was still in the world sort of top 70, but currently sitting at number 37. He unfortunately tonight has picked up 4. $67.77, sadly, 4 penalties, just like Annelies Volselmans, different fence, different place, but same result for the score, and still just the 4 clear rounds in this international KBC Bank class here at Jumping Mechelen. Not to be for Italy. What about a chance here again for Belgium? Marek van Len is riding Forever de Give. This is a 9-year-old by the great Vigor of Sui out of a Dandy de Clapy mare. Had their first win together in the ranking class, the Grand Prix, in the 2-star in Leer back in August. Has since been Jumping some solid rounds, to be fair, at 150, 145 tonight. Again, just a strong test for them. Turning back into this final line, and Maverick is on for a clear here. He's going to get awfully snug to the time. Oh, that won't help, but he's jumped it and he's in. And it shows you the fine margin. Yes, I can understand why your heart would be beating 1 or 2 beats per minute faster than it would have been before that, because it was a real wibble wobble, as I like to say. Don't forget the replay. Well done, Maverick. Maverick Van Lent forever to grieve. 69-64. Shows you the difference. Yeah, just that little bit of a almost side jink. The horse itself just wanted to change the space. You see Jos Verlooy 0.15 over and out. Maverick Van Lent is what, 0.3 inside and safe. There's only half a second between them, and that's the difference. Well, this is the turn of another chance, and another good chance for Belgium. Dibet Spitz, King Van Essien, 14-year-old gelding by Kalido out of a Checo Blue Mare. Finished in 4th in Poznan in the World Cup round, beginning of this month, having jumped as well out in Riyadh. They were been busy on the global tour over this summer through the autumn season. These two are on the Nations Cup team as well in Aachen back in the summer when the Belgium team finished 4th. Fifteen seconds should be plenty of time to get to the finish line. Is it about to become number 6? Of course it is. Well done, Dibet Spitz. King Van Essien going clear, and Belgium now with 4 of the 6 clears going through to the jump off, certainly stacking the odds in the home nation's favour. Through to the jump off for Dibet Spitz, joins Maverick Van Lent, Gudrun Petit and Olivia Philipparts as the 4 for Belgium, alongside Willem Greve and Catharina Romberg for the Netherlands and Austria. Although it wouldn't surprise me if we get another clear as well here with the abilities of this young man. Gilles Thomas goes next. Tonight's choice is Chuck Marisov's Z. This lovely 9-year-old by Calestis. Been a really successful ride as well for Lars Kjersten. Lars last rode this horse in Barcelona. This is only the second show for Gilles. Oh dear. It is a new combination. That's probably the most sensible choice. What a shame from Gilles' point of view, but I'm sure once that combination work out how each other operate, there'll be a lot of excitement to come. Well, that means we wait, because with it going out so early, the next one wasn't quite ready, so plenty of jumping still to come. Olivia Philipparts, Willem Greve, Gudrun Petit, Catharina Romberg, Maverick van Lent, and Tibor Spitz. Going to stay with Belgium as well for the next to go in a moment. You can see it is an absolutely packed house here tonight in Mechelen. It is buzzing in here, no question. Everyone's come for a great evening out. Enjoy their sport. Enjoy all of the equestrian action. And it is a great day out, great evening out for families, friends, anybody with a little bit of interest for the world of horses. It's great to be here and to be able to enjoy it with you all. It's bringing together all of the World Cup disciplines as well, as we've said, jumping, which I remind you, while we have this pause, the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup takes place on Monday. The expectation, of course, is you are all still off between Christmas and New Year, and therefore it'll fit in just perfectly, as it will for us all here in Mechelen. And Phil Gazala will take you through that as normal, but it is on Monday. We have dressage and driving as well to bring you here on FEI TV, alongside the FEI Polish Trophy that will come to its conclusion on Monday as well. We've certainly seen some top-class action. I mean, that's getting really exciting. The top two are very, very tight going into that final round for the FEI Polish Trophy of 2024. So Olivia Philipparts, Willem Greve, Gudrun Petit, Catharina Romberg, Maverick van Lent, and Tibor Spitz. And now I think he's on. There we go, he is on. He had to have a lead in last night and got it in the arena. It's just part of the most sensible way for things to be done with Obama Delinier, and the judges, of course, work with them to make sure that is all working well. Now, this stallion that is ridden by Tibor Philipparts jumped a cracking round. There's his brother, jumped a cracking round in the stallions class yesterday. What can they do in this class? It's by Marius Claudius out of a Golden Hawk map. Bringing it all together so far. But unfortunately, the double, it does come quick, that 3 strides. You've seen 1 or 2 really have to sit back and hold on to their horses to make the space. Safe with the time, but 8 with the score. 2 fences down, both in the double. So just one feet apart through to the jump off. And then I had to double check myself to look down the list, remind myself that there isn't another one. Not tonight, anyway. Or is there? Yes, Nicola is. I knew it would happen. So I was suddenly thinking, I'm sure all 3 of them are here, and I'm sure one hasn't jumped yet. Nicola Philippas. There we go. Still one more part of the team to come. Right, onwards to Great Britain's one challenge. Donald Whittaker, with his 5-star Grand Prix winner of the King George V Gold Cup at Hickstead this year, Millfield Colette. This beautiful mare by Conrad Oblensky. Donald, who very much featuring now as part of the British setup as well. Based, as we know, in Germany, but lovely team of horses around him. Jumped into the top 7 in London. He actually went out to Riyadh as well in November, the GCL finals. Top 10 finish in the World Cup, both in London and also in Oslo. Nice little bit of committed riding there from Donald. Too forward to the plank. It always looked like one of the tougher lines on this track. Time it should be absolutely fine, but 4 is the score, and that list begins to grow. We now have 3 on 4, and Donald Whittaker in the middle of those, so into 9th place with Millfield Colette. Slides away. Well, we have another now for Belgium. Mathieu Bododouit riding Oscar de Romarche. 10-year-old stallion. Belgium stallion. It's by Quint van Het Malozet. It's out of an Arco mare. It's a horse he rode at the Youth Europeans in the past. Matthew is still only 21 years of age. Rode in Young Riders this year to finish in 5th place in the Europeans in Kronenberg at Pilbergen. The previous year, he'd ridden in the Young Riders down in Italy, where he finished 13th individually, but was also part of the silver medal winning team for Belgium. Solid rounds as well in Geneva. He had that lovely ranking win after being on the Nations Cup team in October. So October, down in Villa da Frontera. He'd come 2nd the week before in the Grand Prix, and then went on to win the Grand Prix at the CSIO. 21. And like so many, you look at the likes of Jules Thomas, of Thibaut Philippart, Mathieu Bourdouis, this new generation. Although the generation that they're coming up behind are still at the very top of their game. So ultimately, it just increases the pool of absolute quality in terms of riders that Belgium have. A nation that seems to produce as many good riders as it does horses. Next to go, it is Sweden. Erik Kramer van Helmond goes next. 9-year-old mare called Cobeline TN for Erika. Took her horses to Salzburg in December. No, let's scrapple that. We'll see Erika in a little bit. We're now having Anthony. My bad. Apologies. It's Anthony Wellens and Domencio. 14-year-old stallion. Finished in 6th place in the 4-star Grand Prix in Rouen at the end of November. Has that gone? It has. The front rails come off the double. Well, Anthony coming home on 12 for Belgium, 69.27 on the clock. With a Domencio, we stick with 7. 7 at the moment, but surely it will rise. There's 27 still to jump in the opening round of this 5-star class. 1m50 jump-off competition. Ranking class. Now it's the turn of Erika Kramer, Van Helmond and Cobeline TN. Saying she was in Salzburg middle of December. Took the 2 horses there. This ride, Cobeline TN and her other horse, Contessa VHL. Tessa actually finished 5th in the Grand Prix. Just be careful she doesn't get pulled into some of these distances. Well, Sweden make it 4 nations and 8 clears in total. 8 clear rounds through to the jump off. Sweden joining Austria, the Netherlands, and of course those 5 from Belgium. Nicely done. Just worried a little bit at the start. You could see Kobalina really pulling towards the fences, but actually never really looking troubled, and Annika having all the control she needed. Well, we have another chance for Belgium now. We've got to go to Waterloo, double jeu de Halvolt. The 11-year-old by Kenan. Top 10 in the World Cup leg in London last Sunday. This combination also finished in 6th place in the Coupe de Genève the week before in Geneva. Also had a very good 2nd place down in Madrid. There's a horse that's been able to pick up some really solid. He just had the first fence down, saying all that. I mean, we could have added in he was 2nd in the Masters in Lyon. It's sort of gone one way or the other, and tonight it's gone the other. Always a bit disappointed when you know a really good, strong combination haven't gone as well as we've seen in recent weeks, but Category Waterloo sure will feel that disappointment too. Double jeu de Halvolt, finishing with a time penalty or 2 to add on to the 16 for jumping. It becomes a score of 18 in the end. Well, on we go to Harry Schmulders. Not had a bad run, has he, over the last few weeks with that massive win in Geneva on Monaco. Harry also winning the Grand Prix in Maastricht in November. The Geneva win with Monaco, though, was something to behold, going first in that jump-off. Tonight he's riding the Casper R. This 9-year-old by Eldorado van der Schuysuk. Out of a Balabet Drouet mare. One of the horses he took with him to Geneva. Jumped it in a couple of the 140 and 150 classes. Actually finished in 8th in the UBS Challenge. That came after a good run in Stuttgart and in Stockholm. Unfortunately for tonight, it hasn't always gone the way of the form book this class. Those clear rounds remain the same. We sit with the 8. Trying to keep it to the 4. Well, he's going to pick up time. 3 for the clock, 4 for the jumping, 7 is the score, 72-18 Fahri Schmulders and Casper R. So goes down the order into 13th place for the moment. And those 8 clears remain the same, with one for the Netherlands coming from Villengreve. Another winner of a major Grand Prix this year. Talking of winners, this combination had, was it the magic touch, the golden touch, either or? It was Westermel de Cotis and Hans-Dieter Dra between Madrid and Coruña. When it came to the classes outside of the World Cup, were pretty much unbeaten. 3 big competitions over the space of 7 days, and 2 of those came back to back in Coruña. The form has certainly been with them. Now by Balabet de Rouet. As I've said before, I love the little relationship that these two have. He took Westermel to Geneva. It didn't quite go as well there as it had done between Madrid and Coruña, where they got that hat-trick of victories 3 classes in a row. Another to come undone by the plank. It's a shame. Just hasn't been able to rediscover the form with Westermel since Coruña, but it'll come back. Class doesn't go away. So that was Hans-Dieter Dra and Westermel de Cotis. I'm going to stay with Germany in a moment, though. Otello Golden Boom. 10-year-old stallion by Tobago Z, of course, Scuderia 1918, Tobago Z. I said a few times, but you need to go back and watch the size of the world class from last night. I've said it a few times over the classes that have followed since then. And now I'll say, of course, it was Daniel and Tobago that won it as the last to go. But it was some round to beat Christian Orman. And you had Rodrigo in there as well from Portugal. It was phenomenal. And if tonight can live up to that, we are in for something special. Daniel, who had a solid second in Geneva with this ride. He was also top 5 in Coruña. It's another of the horses that he took with him on that very successful trip out to Mexico in October and November. Again, it's that plank. It's just taking them out one at a time. Making a difference, 69.20 on the 4. Daniel going into 13th there. He's in that lineup of 4s that has grown a little. Tele de Gullenbrum and Daniel Deusser, but yeah, as I say, going back, watch the final sort of half of that jump off from last night's size of the world class. It was one of the best jump offs I've seen in quite some time. Back with Belgium, and Niels Brunsels goes next. This 10-year-old is a mare by Cartina Gold out of a new Bruno mare called Jacana OL. This is also quite a newish ride now. Produced in the UK, was ridden by Louise Lovegrove and then went to Trevor Breen. Of course, great to see Trevor recovering from his accident, but this is a horse that Trevor rode up until Windsor. And then I saw Niels jump this for the first time in Coruña, although he had jumped it in Lier a couple of weeks before that. But he did a decent job. He finished in 4th in that big 150 on the second day at Coruña. And of all the fences, it's unfortunate because it's a fence we haven't actually seen go down. Halfway through this competition's opening round, sitting with those 8 clear rounds. And finishing on a total of 12, just in on the time for Niels Bruynseels. Of course, Belgium, though, holding pretty firm with the 5 clears. 5 clears? Also? Yeah, 5 clear rounds so far. The clear rounds in order: Olivia Philippaerts, Willem Greve, Gudrun Petit, Katharina Romberg, Maverick van Lient, Thibaut Spitz, Matthew Boudouin, and Erika de Kammer van Helmond for Sweden. The 8th of the clears so far. And as I said, we're only halfway through the opening round of jumping. Now it's going to be the turn of this man for the Swiss, Edouard Schmidt. Got Kuno with him this evening. Very experienced gelding by Guvardos. Rode this horse on the winning team Barcelona a few years ago, and it's a horse he rode at the World Championships in Herning. More recently, had a top 3 finish in Geneva. Eduardo has certainly become a big part of the Swiss lineup of team riders at championship level. His main ride, Gamin, in recent years. Still only 25 years of age. Crowd, I think, were a little nervous for him. That again shows you the type of course it is. You clear one difficult set of fences, but there is another just as easy to have down. He's going to struggle with the clock. Well, the clock is going to find impossible, actually. Too slow. Much too slow. 74.92 with Kuno there for Edouard Schmidt for Switzerland. Looks like he was wanting for more. Ireland have another go. And that turn with Deirdre Riley, Kaffa van der Heffink. 14-year-old Belgium warm blood, this stallion by Calvaro FC. What can Deirdre do? This horse was originally produced by Joe Clee. One of the horses that tied equal first in the 6 bar as well in Helsinki. Pretty concerned about time penalties, even if she leaves the fences up. Just a little bit steady on the turns, and that's gone. She would just be too slow as well. There's no way, even without a fence down, she'd have made that back. 5.5 seconds over the time. Therefore, it is a total of 10. 6 for time, 4 for jumping for Riley and Kappa van der Heffing. So it hasn't worked out for the Irish riders this evening, with David Simpson having faults earlier on in the class. Second of the Irish riders following suit. Nothing changes. We sit with 8 clear rounds. Having a little look back at the replay going down this line to the double. It was the second part, wasn't it? Yep. This is Rick Hammerich, Innie de Seigneur by Jensen Vent Millenhoff out of an Agnix mare, this 10-year-old. Finished second in the Grand Prix qualifier in Frankfurt last week. One, two, three, and the plank goes. Really testing the agility and the flexibility of these horses, that plank, that double. He's going to run out of time as well, isn't he? Total is 11. 2 fences have gone down. Rick Hammerich and Innie de Seigneur. Chance, unfortunately, missing out on the jump off there for Belgium. Plenty more chances still to come, but next to go for Hungary with Carbon Girl's Ed is Vince Yami, riding a 9-year-old mare by Chester, 24 years of age, this jockey. Been a part of youth championships, jumped in fact at the Youth Olympics back in 2018, part of the silver medal winning team out in Buenos Aires. So we now have Julio Arias. We'll come to Vince Yanni in a little while. Apologies again, a little bit of a miscommunication on the sheet. Julio for Spain, Peanuts van Beliebo. Van is still 9. Well, Julio here doing a great job. Time will be his biggest problem. Oh, as will the final fence. Horse just started to run past it, and as he went to do the correction, yeah, lost the horse out through its shoulder and therefore had the run out. Where's the total? 19 with the 4 for the stop and the rest from the clock. Bad luck to Julio Arias Cueva and Peanuts there. Peanuts Van Blow. Haven't had a clear for a little while. I'm sure that'll change in a moment, maybe. There's that run out. Everybody watching on. You can tell the invested parties. Next to go, Peter de Vos and Jorina J. Lovely 10-year-old mare by Cicero Z. Van Parmel. Had a brilliant win with this ride in Stuttgart, top 4 in Madrid, a top 3 in Lyon. It was actually the jump off of the big class on the Saturday night in Coruña, the Grand Prix. And they had the most surreal moment when Jorina sort of ran out for a shoulder at the first fence, and then Peter had to sort of just take her around gently from there, but she jumped a lovely clear in the opening round. And that's gone. We'll have time penalties. We'll end up on a total of 7, 4, and 3 in 72-33. So sadly, it hasn't worked for Jorina J and Peter de Vos on the Saturday in Mechelen. $16 still to go in the opening round, still sitting on those 8 clear rounds. A combination that have won the World Cup here before now with IQ Van Jet. It is Velevermeer, the super 16-year-old gelding by Toulon out of a Canaan mare. This ride in Paris, of course, has been a major team ride in the last couple of years at Europeans, Nations Cups. Used to on the team for Belgium that finished second in their home Nations Cup at Brussels. Far so good. Coming around now to this water tray. Deep, and it's gone. That's another super capable combination, not getting a chance in the jump off. He's got time to add on as well, so very much out of contention on the 8. Vermeer, an IQ advantage dirigé for Belgium. Still 8 clear rounds, nothing changes. Here he is, the young Hungarian that I was mentioning slightly ahead of time, a little earlier on. Mentioned then he was team silver at the Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires in 2018. He's Vince Diabri, rides for Hungary, still only 24 years of age. Been on multiple youth championships. This horse, Carbon Girl Z. By Chester Z. Jumped in Poznan. Also finished 4th in the ranking class in Warsaw. That was in November. Again, I'd already 20 seconds, 30 seconds in, be worrying a little bit about the clock. Time. It was obvious, sadly, for Vince, right from the off. They were a gear or two too low. And Vince Yami, Dad and Carbon Girl picking up a total of 3 penalties, 72.09. Will, for the moment, slot into 10th place behind Jos Verlooyen. Will put them in the money. But it isn't to be when it comes to getting a chance against the clock in the jump off. Still with 8 through. Lekrama van Hellemond, Mathieu Baudouin, Tibor Spitz, Marek Valent, Katarina Romberg, Grand-Petit, Villengrève. Of course, the very first clear coming from this man's brother, Olivier Philippart. The second brother, Thibault Mistel. What about Nicolas? Can he follow his twin through and into a jump off with Christelle? So this mare, 14 now. By Diamante Sameli out of a double Cento mare. Had a brilliant win last week in London in the Santa Stakes. Also was 7th in the Grand Prix, 6th in the Speed Stakes. Had a quite outstanding trip to London, to the Excel and the London International Horse Show. Got a nice stride into that distance. Oh no! Well, the collective groan from this crowd told you what they thought of that fence going down. You can go with that. It is just one of the Philippart brothers that'll come back against the clock, and that will be the privilege for Olivier, as he will be the first to go. But Nicolas Philippart does set the fastest time on a score of 4, but it doesn't help move them any higher than 11th for the moment, with still 13 left to jump in the opening round. Here we go then. Next to go, France, Francois Xavier Boudin, riding Brazil de Mechelen. 2 French riders toward the back end of this class. In fact, Kevin Stout couldn't have been any later in the draw. He is last. Some really strong combinations at the back end and sort of late draws with Kevin there and Catherine Eckermann, Jerome Curie, Rodrigo Garcia-Almeida, to name but a few. By Halubert Ducaros out of an Apache Desire Mare. Chestnut Gelding won the 3-star final in Lille a few weeks ago. And again, it's that back rail. Right up against the boards and the people. You fly past the eatery and the drinks tables there, but it's sadly fenced down. It's the back rail of the parallel in that third double that goes for Francois Xavier Boudin and Brazil de Mechelen. The clears remain the same, the 4s as the list grows and grows. Evelyn Putiers next up. Oberon VDH is the name of the horse. Only 20 years of age. She has been such a big success coming through the ranks of the youth sport. Part of that generation alongside the likes of Thibaut Philippart and Gilles Thomas and Mathieu Bododouis. She's twice been team gold medal winner in 22 and 23. She was on the bronze medal winning team this year. She took a bronze individually herself in 2022. And she, in fact, bronze on the team in 2018. She's jumped at 4 youth championships and has 5 youth medals, including 2 golds. She's never come home without a medal from a Europeans. Ten-year-old is by Thunder van der Soethoven. Oh dear, oh dear. That's one way to not have issues at the planks anymore, because I'm not sure that I didn't hear it get broken. That is such a shame. She was part of Belgium's winning team as well at the youth finals for the Nations Cup finals in Lier back in September in the young riders. Belgium coming out on top. Decides to retire, which is a shame. We've seen though the likes of it not working out tonight for Gilles Thomas and one or two others. She's of this fabulous generation of young talent for Belgium. Got one of them through in the form of Mathieu Pododui. But at the moment, 11 to go in the opening round. 8 clears as it stands. This is going to be the turn now of Leopold van Osten. VDL Group Nina de Roton. Another chance for the Dutch, already with the clear from Willem. Round of applause there for Evelyn, but now it's a different level in terms of experience. Leopold van Osten, VDL Group Nino de Roton. Well, I think all the pre-flight checks complete. Everything is good to go, and I think we're now ready to get things started. No, we're not. Maybe we are. Not going to be much of the countdown left. I think we're down to about 9 seconds. He's going to have to get a shuffle on. He knows what he's doing. Leopold van Osten then. Holding by Ironman van der Paderborn. Top 10 in the World Cup leg in Coruña. Got deep. I mean, in fairness to these two, when we get the replay of the plank, I'm not sure you'll be able to see him touch it because he barely touched it. Leopold, though, does finish on 4:68.57. The 54s starting to grow now to the point where it's matching up with the list of clears. Let's have a little look. I mean, as I say, I barely saw them touch this. And they caught it underneath. Caught it on the belly. Winner of the Masters next, Cohen Verriek. Olili Demus tonight. This mare is the choice. 10-year-old by Vigaratsui. So we're into the final 10, of which there are, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Belgium. 1 for Morocco. 1 for Portugal. 1 for Germany. and the last will be for France. It was a great night, that Masters, yesterday evening, and this man delivered right at the end. He found himself in a position. He'd had the draw work against him throughout the Masters, where he, of course, had been last to go in all of the rounds, which meant he always had to jump the bigger courses. But then when it came to the final round, and then, of course, they have to go against the clock, he then had the advantage because he knew what he needed to do. What he needed to do was deliver a clear round because no one else had managed it up until that point in the final round. But when he did that, he took his time and he jumped them all to win that €50,000 class. You know what? He is having some show. We've waited a little while to get another clear, but there we have it. Brilliantly done. You know, we got 8 clears out of the first 18 to jump. We then had to wait to the 35th to jump to get another. Well done, Cohen. Lovely, lovely round of jumping. There's more to come, surely we'll get. I said at the beginning I thought we might get 12, but maybe I'm stretching it to get to 12 with 9 to go with the way it's been going, but we will see. As I said, if you go with the way it started, we were certainly on for more than that. Next to go, it'll be Jules van Hooydonk. A chance for Belgium here, Minute van der Bishop. This is another of the young talents in this sport. Last year he rode this horse at the Young Rider European Championships in Italy, where he finished 5th individually and was part of the silver medal winning team. Combination who won the Grand Prix in Geneva 2 weeks ago as well. When I say the Grand Prix, just to clarify, I am talking about the under-25 Grand Prix, but not taking anything away from that achievement. And Geneva is perhaps one of the hotliest contended under-25 Grand Prix of the year. Made the double look so simple. There's still another double to go, though. Time will get a little bit on the snug side, and I think he might just squeeze in. Oh, what a superstar, 22 years of age. The win in Geneva, and now on with a chance of winning at home in Mechelen. What a moment it could be for him. What an end to the year. I said it earlier, I'll say it again now, and I'll probably say it again later. Belgium have so much young talent in terms of their riders, it is unreal. There is plenty of nations with plenty of top young jockeys, but Belgium certainly seem to have had the rewards of medals as well alongside them. Next up, Morocco. I was unlucky not to win a class earlier today, this man, until he caught the wing with his leg. Vincent Burgoyne. 9-year-old gelding called Eunice van der Heffing Z. The clear rounds now have reached double figures. 10 clears with that latest from Jules van Hooydonk, following up Cohen Varix. Belgium, of course, have, what do they have? Out of the 10, 7 of them. Of course, there's a combination that we're very competitive at home throughout that run of shows on that Moroccan tour at Jadea Rabat. Part of the Nations Cup team as well in Rabat back at the end of September. Just needed to get that control back. He got a little bit ahead of himself coming across to fence 7, but now he'll need to do the same. Now sit back. Oh no, he went the other way. Time penalty, yes. So 1 on the clock, 8 for jumping, 9 in scored for Vincent Burgoyne and Jonas van der Heffingsen there for Morocco. Getting called out by a couple of those questions being asked by our course designing team duo of Bart Vonnick and Eddie Gischermans, who've done a quite brilliant job this evening. It looked like he was trying to ride it for the 2 strides instead of the 3. This means we move back. Belgium, Frederik van Eert goes next. Kina van der Bien. Frederik's produced a lot of good horses. This 10-year-old now by Toulon. Had a very successful run in November. Into second in one of the classes in Maastricht. Won the qualifier for the Grand Prix in Centaur in the 2-star, which he then went on to finish 6th in the Grand Prix of. Superb. And the applause is certainly well appreciated and certainly well deserved. Well done there to Frederik van Eert and Kina van der Bien, the 10-year-old mare by Toulon, giving Belgium another chance and giving us 11 clears. Well, this man was part of that quite brilliant jump off in the size of the world class. Rodrigo Garcia Almeida, super fast when he needs to be, but to be that today, he's got to get in and give us number 12. U2 West 11Z, 11-year-old stallion by Uto Corvette out of a Calypso mare. That's a shame. As does the plank go. I mean, it is still quite a new ride. He arrived with it in Stuttgart. He did go to Poznan, but makes this only the third show for these two together. I'm sure there's more to come. It was a ride that was with David Hrvath, the Slovakian rider. He was riding it on Nations Cup teams. Rodrigo there on a disappointing total tonight of 22. Into the final 5, 3 for Belgium, 1 for France, 1 for Germany. Pretty sure we'll get at least 1 more clear, if not 2 or 3. Maybe 5. I think that's perhaps pushing it. Jordi van Masserova is next up, Verdiamo Z. It's by Verdi TN out of Verdiamo Z mare. Finished in the top 10, he got into the winning round in Verona. It's a horse that had a bit of a break after Madrid last year through to beginning of September this year. Nice rhythm to start this round off. I think this little upright at fence number 8, that Zangerscheid fence, is actually the only fence now not to have at some point during this class fallen down. Time penalties worked against him. The rest was fine. 74-1-2. All the 5 that they score come from the clock, not from the fences. But he's just a little bit too slow. Jordi, bad luck. And Verdiamo Z needed to be a little bit faster. You can see again, just in moments like that, just holding off into the corner slightly. So it is still 11. Jaredo and Jerome Gris. Well, we'll have a quick go at the horse's full name. Jaredo van het Boven Horkshoff, the 9-year-old stallion by Gerardiek out of a Balabet mare. Spent quite a lot of time since jumping this horse in Larnaca. He jumped this horse in the size of the world class back in September to finish in 4th, and then went down to Spain throughout October and part of November. They actually won one of the Grand Prix. Ooh, now he's going to have to work. He got way too deep. Went up and down over the upright. Now he's going to have to just be very careful. And still that fence hasn't fallen. It's probably a good thing. Unfortunately, because he lost the control a little bit on the corner coming round to the Carlsberg fence, that undid him when he got to the difficult part of the line. And that drops. He's going to run the time again relatively tight. Tight enough to pick up a time penalty, 70.22. It is 9 with Jaredo for Jerome Gris. It's the penultimate rider for Belgium. 3 more to go. Germany, Belgium, France in terms of nations left in the draw. Sitting on the 11 clears. Frederic Verret being the most recent of those on Nokina van der Bien. Just making sure everything is sparkling. 3 to go. Catherine Eckermann next up. This is certainly a chance for Germany. It'd be lovely to see her through, knowing just how good she is against the clock. One of the horses she has been producing, this now 11-year-old mare, Iron Dames Carla Mandia NRW. In 2019, finished 6th in the 7-year-old World Championships. More recently, was a big part of the GCL final with some strong performances there, and went to Frankfurt, put in a good round in the Grand Prix qualifier. This is a horse and rider very capable at the top of the sport. They were 6th this year in the Global Grand Prix in Riesenbeck, 5th in Saint-Tropez. We've seen quite a few star combinations come undone at some point on this course. And it's as easy as that. Safe in time, but 4 to score is Catherine Eckermann's score with Iron Dames Carla Mandina NRW. it is that famous little plank going into the double that's cost her. We get another little look on the replay. Carlsberg, 1, 2, 3. She sat the horse back, but just not quite enough. Belgium next, their final rider is the first of the last two to go. Jeroen Appelen, Dancing Wolf OL, the 12-year-old gelding by my Lord Cadago. Jeroen had this ride a few years ago. I think from my standpoint, I think I can remember Trevor Breen riding this horse. Anyway, Jeroen rode this horse, and then it went to Saudi. It was ridden by Abdullah Al-Shabatli and Sarad Al-Khami. Very much back now with Jeroen. Started again, really competing it in November. How does he get on? He might just struggle a little bit. Well, that was so late it was gone from the camera. The crowd have told you, and the score then came up. But again, he could have hardly have touched it. It's a solid round on time. He'd ridden everything else spot on. Bad luck, Jeroen. If you're making a note of the story of tonight, you're going to talk about a plank, a white plank going into a double, the KBC fence in their big class. I wonder if we'll get a different camera angle, because this angle is almost too late. He clipped it behind. One to go. And it's the world number 15 that'll wrap it up. As we either end on 11 or 12 clears. I'm all for even numbers, me, so I'd rather get 12. Plus, maybe I'm just greedy. Kevin Stout. Queen's Balubi, the Balubet de Rouet gelding, the 9-year-old out of a for-feeling mare. This Swedish warm blood was third in the Snowflake Stakes, the 150 class last week in London. And put in some decent rounds as well in Stockholm, but that is as far as it goes, because it's only jumped so far in 2 international shows. That's Queen's Balubi, bred by Isabel Carlson. As Kevin found himself a new star. She's certainly scopy. You had to move her a little bit from one side to the other. See how he couldn't just keep that balanced rhythm between the fences. So it is just 11. He says just 11. What an 11. What a jump off. It is going to be a very special Saturday. And what a great night we're going to enjoy very soon when we shorten the course and go against the clock. Sadly, it won't have Kevin Stout as part of it on Queen's Balubi. The 8 penalties has seen to that, but it's a horse to watch going forward. Excited to see how those two continue to evolve. But if you remember, right back at the very beginning, some 44 rounds ago, the first to go went clear, and that man and that horse, Olivia Philipparts and H&M, Legend of Love, is going to be the first out of the jump off. And then fasten your seatbelts, because it really is going to be a race here this evening. Willem Greve for the Netherlands tonight with Highway. Then you've got Good and Petit, super quick from Belgium. Katrina Romberg, a lovely Kuma. Maverick Van Yen, Thibaut Spitz, 2 stars from Belgium. They continue with a young star, Mathieu Bourdouis and Oscar. Erika Likhammer, the chance for Sweden tonight. Cohen in there, Jules Van Hooydonk, Frederick Vernet, Jos Verlooy. Of course, the one that missed out with that single time penalty. But it means we have 11 clear rounds coming back very shortly. Live with you on FEI TV. We'll be back in a few minutes' time.
Dames en heren, geacht publiek van Jumping Mechelen, voor we van start gaan met de barrage van de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen, is het bijzonder belangrijk om even bij iets heel bijzonder en heel belangrijk stil te staan. We zijn met z'n allen getuigen van alweer de 42e editie van Jumping Mechelen. En net voor de start van deze 42e editie bereikte ons het triestige nieuws dat een van de medeoprichters kwam te overlijden. We herdenken bij deze, in dit moment, Guido Poels, die mee aan de basis heeft gelegen van dit geweldige evenement. Als kleine zaadje geplant en heeft meegezien hoe het is uitgegroeid tot deze prachtige bloem in het boeket van de internationale springsportkalender. Guido Poels is niet alleen de grondlegger van Jumping Mechelen, mede-grondlegger van Jumping Mechelen. Hij is ook nog eens de bezieler achter Poels, het bedrijf dat de synthetische paardenbodems heeft gemaakt. Een bedrijf dat uit hobby is ontstaan, maar is uitgegroeid tot een wereldspeler en zelfs de referentie in de mondiale wereld van de springsport en paardensport. Bewijs daarvan is dat heel veel Olympische Spelen op de bodems van Poels zijn doorgegaan. Guido Poels sinds jaar en dag leefde voor Jumping Mechelen, leefde voor de paardensport en leefde voor zijn passie voor het zand. Daarom werd hij ook het zandmannetje genoemd. Met een kwinkslag, maar het is met dat zandmannetje dat we willen refereren naar bovenstaande video. Dat is Guido Poels, dames en heren. De invloed van Guido Poels op Jumping Mechelen, op de moderne paardenbodems en op de springsport en paardensport wereldwijd kan niet onderschat worden. Hij is grensverleggend geweest en innovator geweest. Guido Poels was geen man van vele woorden. Een minuut stilte zou dan ook niet echt gepast hebben. Maar ik vraag u wel, vriendelijk oprecht te staan en een luid applaus te geven voor de bijdrage die onschatbaar is van Guido Poels aan Jumping Mechelen en aan de mondiale paardensport. Sterkte aan de familie Poels, die desalniettemin, maar net zoals Guido het zou gewenst hebben, nog steeds hier vandaag zorg draagt voor deze perfecte bodem, waarop we nu de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen barrage gaan verrijden, dames en heren. Het is op zich geen triestige dag. We zijn blij voor wat hij heeft gebracht. We zijn hem altijd indachtig en bijzonder dankbaar. Want dankzij Guido Poels, Lucien Somers en Erik Wouters natuurlijk, zijn we hier 42 jaar later weer aanwezig in de Neckarhal. Dank u wel voor dit mooie moment en dank u wel Guido Poels.
You can pick the winner, good luck. It could come from the start, it could come at the end, or anywhere in between. Welcome back or welcome along. Whatever you've been doing, stop and focus for the next 20 minutes or so here on Mechelen. Welcome along to FEI TV. Welcome to Belgium. It is the Super Saturday night, and the big jump-off class is about to come to its conclusion. The 44 starters, 11 have worked it out and found their place in this jump-off over Barvonek and Gisseman's track. We're going to kick things off the first very strong lineup of riders from Belgium. Olivia Philippart, and Olivia is riding H&M Legend of Love. Now this is some mess, she really is. 18 years young, 19, as I mentioned, next week, as all the but H&M Legend of Love been one of those horses synonymous with Olivia Philippart's career, performing and succeeding at the very top of this sport. She would be one of those horses that would, in my view, find her way into a Hall of Fame. It's not going to be easy when you're the first to go in a class like this, but when you've got a horse like this, a relationship that these two have, you just never know. They're going to start over what was 5. Here we go. Turn back. Oh no! First fence goes down, and with it, the chance is really out the window. So let's have a look at the course. The roll back to what was 1, now down to 2. Now you come back on yourself. 10A, 10B. This tricky little double. You'll notice there's a small change now. They've taken the plank off going in and made it 2 poles. And then you've got that lovely curved line back across to what was the second part of the double. And then this big, wide new line. It's a reversal. Now 15, the Zangerscheid fence, and then down to what is now the last. It's a long old run. Look at this, one end of Mechelen to the other. The Christmas arena's never felt so long as they fly that Longines fence, as it is now the last on this course. So, Olivia Philippart's 40.74 time will give us a little bit of
Misschien houden ze nog het beste van morgen voor haar allerlaatste wedstrijd. De grote prijs Sport Vlaanderen, die staat morgen gepland in de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Helaas 4 punten.
I think he was feeling the pressure a little bit of wanting to get that inside turn because he knows what's to come. The fence is slightly angled, it's angled in the wrong direction for the turn back anyway. Well, a combination that have proved they can beat anybody on their day and win at the top level of this sport. Away TNNOP, Willem Greve for the Netherlands, the Dutch chance in Belgium this evening. The only thing you wonder with these two tonight is, I mean, this is a, what, €28,000 class, and is he going to focus a little bit more towards Monday's World Cup, although he's got the inside turn and he's made it look so simple. Beautiful flow, 24 as he lands. Great shot as he comes off the turn. Oh, what a round. 37.14. How good? Only time will tell, but the time tells us that that is clear in 37.14 for Willem Greve and Highway TNNOP. Can't help but feel, you know, if it had been a 5-star Grand Prix, okay, the fences would have been bigger, but maybe, I mean, that was a great turn, but you just wonder in a couple of places if he'd have taken a stride out to the last or pushed on a little bit more on the turn, but either or, I mean, this turn was brilliant. Confidence, look at this. Absolute class. Well, the first that gets a chance to respond is a lady that I've said already never built a reputation on being slow. Gudrun Petit goes next, Seco Seco VVZ. Second of the chances for Belgium this evening. Oh dear. You can see maybe 3 or 4 strides off. The horse was already just a little bit confused as to what was going on. She had lost that contact between her and the horse, and that meant the horse was slightly sort of backing up in confusion, never quite 100% where to commit on the turn. That's what makes those sharp turns so hard. Well, you would have expected her to be a contender. Unfortunately, as has proven, it doesn't always go that way. Gudrun Petit 15.65.09 is the score. So 1 clear from the opening 3. It is the Dutch that have set the standard. Here, there. That's where the concentration went, and then suddenly, by the time she got there, nothing more she could do. What about Austria tonight? Katharina Romberg and Kuma 5. Now this is a combination that have form on their side. Does that count here this evening? Salzburg 2 weeks ago won the Grand Prix qualifier on the Friday, won the Grand Prix on the Sunday. There's the turn. Doesn't look quite as smooth as Willems. She needs to be landing over this fence in 24 or quicker. Oh dear, she was about there on the time, but fence goes. The time just edging away, 39.44. So Katharina Romberg also has a fence down, faster than Olivia Philippart's by 3/4 of a second. And Villengrave, has he done enough? He's certainly going to put the pressure on them. As much as I think he probably could have gone faster if he needed to, probably found another second. But, and probably only needed to go as fast as he had to this evening. Now it's Maverick van Lient. Next to go with Forever de Grieve. Continues, run of riders from Belgium now, and in 6 of these final 7, all for Belgium. '25-year-old for Belgium, Maverick van Lient. Now chooses that go the long way round. A little bit of pragmatism. We've seen 3 of them have fences down. He's decided on a plan before he started. Got a nice turn into the double though. Now he's going to turn back. Where is he with the clock? 24 is the split. He's there, dead level. Has he got the turn? Not quite as smooth, and it goes down. Got to chase the time, and he got within a second. In fact, he got within 0.6 of a second. Maverick van Lient, and forever the Guy of the 25-year-old from Belgium, ends up on a score of 4, the fastest on 4. I mean, it was that turn. I mean, I don't think actually it makes a huge difference looking at that, whether you go the long way round or the short way round, because of the fact you can keep up the pace. But it's this turn where Willem has undone them so far, really, because that was where he was so brilliant on highway. That's where Maverick came unstuck. Well, staying with Belgium, staying with their young talents, which there are plenty of in this jump off tonight. Hubert Spitz, individual and team gold medalist of the Youth Europeans in Lievenova in 2022. He's won 3 team golds in his career already. Individual bronze and an individual gold. Now his chance tonight with King van Yessien. Okay. A little bit of joint planning has gone out the back. Lost time and lost control, but still got over it. Somehow has it gone? No, it stayed up. We lost quite a lot of time. Now, can he get into second? If he's clear, he'll be second. And he's done that, jumped it clear to get into second. I think he would have been a little bit tighter to the time of Willems, but for that, well, not sure the best way to describe it, but certainly not taking the smoothest line on the rollback coming out of the double. That, I think, is a sensible route for all of them, because especially here, you've got a nice bit here. You went a little bit left, a little bit right, then got a little bit deep. Still got over it. Well, tonight we're certainly keeping the average age of riders in this jump-off down, because now it is the 21-year-old of Mathieu Bododui for Belgium. Another multiple team medalist at young rider level, 2 silvers and a bronze over the past few years. Oscar de Hombrage. Finished in 4th in that Grand Prix in Geneva the other week in the under-25s. He's won a couple of Grand Prix down in Verre de Frontera. Now he's gone inside. Go on! Ooh, that's not going to help. Where is he going to be? Because this is getting awfully tight for Mathieu Bododui. He's jumped the last, and has he done it? Yes, he has! The 21-year-old. Wow, what a night. He had this audience on his side from the moment he came in, and look at that as a way to deliver. Quite brilliant. What a horse that is. Oh, superb. Well, that is a moment to soak up and enjoy. Matthew Borodwi. What a brilliant, brilliant round with Oscar the Romage. Well, we're not done yet. Sweden have a go with the next in. There's the lineup. Longines back into second. Only 3 clears. More to go. And next, it is the turn of Erika de Kramer van Helmond and Cobelina TN, the 9-year-old. This mare by Eldorado. Takes the longer route, but still only 3 clears. It is perhaps the safer route. Chance has gone. The 4 are also relatively steady, 43.91, so into 7th place, Veronica. And Cobelina TN to Belgium, guaranteed a win tonight with 3 to go because they're all for the hosts here in Mechelen. And the crowd are going to be very happy. Will it be the young 21-year-old? Or could one of these final 3 turn it over? Well, Cohen Verriek won the Masters last night. Can he win this one this evening with Lily de Meuse? Different sort of round needed to won him the big one yesterday evening. The €50,000 BMW Masters went his way by virtue of not only getting through the rounds, but it was the fact that when he got into the final round, he was the last to go and knew a clear round would win it for him and could take his time. Tonight, he not only needs a clear, but he needs to be awfully quick. Gone for the turn. He's got a nice smooth line there, really good. Landed well. Able to move up. It's going to come down to this turn and then the turn back into the Zangerscheid fence. Superb shot. Brilliant. This is quick. Oh, he's come tight. Oh, and he's got there now. Can he get there? 36.44. That's the time to beat. Oh, is it going to be a double? Oh, it could well be, because he's gone into the lead once again. He's becoming Mr. Mechelen. Cohen. The master on a Friday. Is he going to be once more on a Saturday? Lily de Meuse and Cohen Verriek goes to the top of the leaderboard by 0.8 of a second or thereabouts, but 35.62. I mean, he was so fast here. How he got away with this. But full marks to a Lily. That wonderful horse. Just the way when a Lily lands, doesn't matter seemingly wherever a Lily lands, she's able to accelerate with such power and pace to get up to speed. Well, now the turn of Jules van Hooijdonk next up. Another of the youthful talents, 22 years of age. Don't count him out after the win in Geneva 2 weeks ago in that under-25 Grand Prix. It was a little bit smaller then than it is now, but you're going to see just how fast these two can be. .35.62 now to try and beat. We go round, which could work for him. But again, you lose a little bit of time when you get a little bit deep like that. You're just giving up a fraction of a second and the game is over. Fastest 4 could get to 5th. 38.63 will go into 6th for Jules van Hooydonk and Minute van der Bishop. Leaving us just one more to go. Koen Verriek getting very close to doing the double here. There's one combination going to stand in their way. So it's impossible for these two. Had a lovely win in Centaur recently. They had some cracking results. Twice second in Maastricht. Frederik Venet riding Okina van der Bien. The last to go in this competition this evening. World ranking class, 28,200 euros. KBC Bank and Verzekering 5-star jump off. Koen Verriek, Mathieu de Bourdouy and Willem Greve, the 1, 2, 3. Last to go, Frederik Venet, Okina van der Bien. Time to beat, 35.62. Inside now needs to be able to move up quickly. Lost a little bit of momentum, but he's still okay. Right, where are we at the split? Wants to be landing here in around 22 seconds, and he's there. How quick can he turn back? Oh, somehow he got there. Now, the jar, has it gone? It has, it has, it has. It is over. Just lost that shape over the look at the time, 35.27. He was faster than Koen. It would have been good enough, but for the fact the fence went. What a shame for Frederik Venet. Full marks for keeping this class alive all the way through to the finish here this evening. But congratulations to Mr. Mechelen, the master, last night. Wins the big one on the second night for the 5-star classes. Koen Verriek has won here. I'm just going back into the replays. Such a brilliant job. Ina really trying. And this was the one that caught him out. Oh, tiny little kick flick. And that was it. Tremendous effort. Well, what a night. And of course, don't forget the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup live with you on FEI TV on Monday, not Sunday, Monday. But do be with us on Sunday because there's lots of horse sport, from driving to dressage to jumping and more. But the World Cup for jumping is on Monday. Well done tonight to Koen Verriek. He's won 2. How many more are going to come his way? Superb from Mathieu Bourdouy in second, Willem Greve, Thibaut Schmidt, Frederik Venet, and Maverick Van Lien. Thank you for being with us. I'll leave you enjoy the presentations. It's been a tremendous night in Mechelen. Looking forward to what tomorrow brings. See you then.
Dames en heren, het is de CEO van KBC Bank en Verzekeringen, de heer Mechelen. Die wordt binnengereden in de nieuwe BMW M5 Berline. BMW, het merk dat bekend staat om zijn ongeëvenaarde prestaties, luxe en innovatie. De BMW M5 een symbool van snelheid, design en technologie. De BMW M5 heeft zich bewezen als een van de meest verfijnde sportwagens op de markt. En dit iconische model biedt een indrukwekkende combinatie van luxe, sportiviteit en dynamische rijervaring. Deze BMW M5 is het ultieme symbool van snelheid en prestatie. Net zoals de winnaar die we dadelijk gaan huldigen in deze prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Prijsuitreiking van de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Dames en heren, supporters aller landen hebben zich verenigd rondom de ring. Maar we laten de winnaar een stap naar voren doen onder begeleiding van uw uitzinnig applaus. Dames en heren, winnaar van de prijs KBC voor België, Koen Verreken. En dan, dames en heren, als u daartoe in staat bent, vraag ik u vriendelijk om te gaan staan voor ons Belgisch nationaal volkslied. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to, please be upstanding as we will now listen to the Belgian national anthem. De Brabançonnen, Koen Verreken, Oi Lili de Muze. Op de Wereldbekerdag zal er weer staan, dames en heren. Iedereen rekent erop dat u op 30 december weer met z'n allen in het rood naar de Mechelen komt. En dat u natuurlijk ook de Belgische vlaggen meebrengt ter ondersteuning van onze Belgische atleten. Het is de heer Mechelen als CEO van KBC Bank en Verzekeringen die Koen Verreken de trofee aanbiedt met Oi Lili de Muze. Uit de fokkerij vallen in eigendom van Joris de Brabander, deze dochter van Vigo Darsoy uit de Grand Prix Marinier met van Marcus Fuchs. Koen, van harte. Gunther van Lent wordt uitgenodigd om ook Koen Verreken te feliciteren. In naam van het organiserend comité Jumping Mechelen, Gunther van Lent met de felicitaties. En dan staat hij daar, dames en heren. Half zo jong als Koen Verreken, maar minstens zo getalenteerd. Nummer 2 in de prijs KBC, Mathieu Bordeaux-Duy. Geniet ervan, Mathieu. Je hebt het verdiend. Van harte gefeliciteerd. Hij was al eens top 5 in de prijs KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Hij leek de overwinning binnen te hebben, maar de Belgen waren hem dit keer net iets te snel af. Highway TN, NOP uit Nederland, Willem Greven. Alweer in vorm voor eigen publiek in eigen streek. King van Essenen, Thibaut Spits. Alweer op de afspraak, alweer in de barrage van de prijs KBC Okina, Frederik Vernaat. En bij zijn 5-sterren debuut meteen het talent van zichzelf en van zijn paard laten zien. Uw applaus het nummer 6 Forever du Givre, Maverick van Lent. En het is meneer Gunther van Lent, nonkel van trouwens, met een aandenken aan meneer Mechelen, de CEO van KBC Bank en Verzekeringen. Sinds jaar en dag partner van Jumping Mechelen. Vlaanderens mooiste, de Memorial Erik Wouters. Meneer Mechelen, van harte dank voor uw aanwezigheid en de steun aan Vlaanderens mooiste. En Koen, die heeft hem weer net wat mooier gemaakt. We gaan een ereronde rijden, dames en heren. Maar ik reken op u. Voor het eerst in 9 jaar tijd hebben we eindelijk weer een Belgische winnaar van de prijs KBC. En dat gaan we vieren, zo luid u kan, met de winnaar Aurélie de Muze en Koen Verreken. Mechelen, allemaal samen, nog 1 keer, zo luid u kan, voor Koen Verreken! De sensatie en het spektakel druipt ervan af, dames en heren. Maar ik kan u vertellen dat de sensatie en het spektakel nog lang niet zijn afgelopen hier op de Christmas Arena. Want we gaan ogenblikkelijk verder met de barrel racing, de fancy dress. Alles serieus gooien we nu even van ons af. En meteen verder met de